I could see it being a possibility. They are not cooldown reliant at all. Like, you're always going to be able to do consistent damage. You're always going to do what your hero was made to do with, the Beastmaster and the Zeus. They're probably the most cooldown reliant on the team, and they could still output a lot of their damage. They could still use the Inner Beast Aura with the Helm of the Overlord push. So yeah, I could certainly see it. Again, Gyro, Tiny, Io, they just need to be standing around, basically, continuously pushing.
We'll see. I haven't casted an IO game in quite some time. I've been
Seneko IO as well.
Yeah. Again, been watching a lot of replays, and the only team I've really been seeing so far that's putting emphasis on the IO is Na'Vi. They've won 3 out of 3 games. They've gone IO Gyro, and a lot of teams are still continuing to ban the IO against him in the first phase, which I'm not seeing pretty much anyone else put the emphasis on. I don't know if you saw it. Like, I know Secret's always been a team that you kind of get rid of the IO. They're an incredible IO team. I don't know if you saw anyone, or them in particular, anyone at Rehard that the IO was getting banned against.
No one at Rehard, really.
Yeah, it's interesting. Hero's just no value with it at the moment.
Sometimes it can just be comfort as well. Like, Insania, for example, is an insane Oracle player, and you would have to say Io is probably a better hero than Oracle at the moment, but he just makes it seem like a tier or two above whenever he plays it.
The battle begins.
What would it be if not another Bounty Rune skirmish?
We want blood, though. None of this just kind of crap spell casting, just posturing aggressively. Pumping up the chest a little bit, but we get no kills. They'll come. What's going on?
Something different. We finally got Dahak going to his lane instead of just another lane.
Something not different is Gilgir on the Tiny. 3 games in a row now for the stand-in. Let's see.
These body blocks by DK Fogus as well. He wasn't part of that
Gilgir's going to be in some trouble. They're starting with a tri-lane on CYBERCATS. It'll catch Gilgir off guard. They are not going to get him, though. Okay.
They are really bullying Noticed away from the lane, though. Like, he's going to lose out on a lot of this XP.
I missed that Fire Spirit. Okay. He's gone... Is this interesting? He's gone Wand to start? I wouldn't expect this to be a lane that's too spam heavy.
Maybe expecting the tri-lane to happen at the start? I don't know. It seems a little weird to me as well, but... just, I suppose, wanting a bunch of stats to be able to trade relatively well against the Sven. Gotta say, again, it's another great... I don't want to say a great Sven game, but the Warcry is going to be nice against the Gyro.
Yeah, able to deal with the Beastmaster summons relatively well. Of course, not as heavy as a lane counter because you do go down this Axes. Of course, AoE stun is always nice as well versus the Io. More than likely, you're going to have him grouped up with someone else. So we'll see how the Sven is going to be able to thrive in a game like this. My 4th Sven game today. What the hell is going on? I haven't seen Sven in yonks, and all of a sudden I got 4 games today of him? What?
I feel like we need to start using more Australian slang in our casts. Like, I'm sure a lot of people are saying, like, yonks? What the hell is that?
Is it Aussie slang? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. What else do you want to use? I don't. But it's more... I feel like Australian slang is very specific to... It's difficult to bring into a Dota concept because we add O's to everything, servo, arvo, everything like that. I feel like how are you going to add that to a Dota cast? It's not like general things that we're speaking about.
I mean, just little sayings like.
Here we go. Let's hear it.
Well, I'm just going to drop the F-bomb. I'm not here to fuck spiders, like that sort of thing.
Oh my god. What the... Just use it in such a bad way. Yeah, we give you the F-bomb, and you just...
It is a saying.
I mean, it is a saying, but you have to use it at a good timing, and I feel like you didn't.
I was using it as an example.
Yeah, but it was a horrible example. Use something else. Bottom lane to Hawk. They got 2 points in the idol, and since damage is going to ramp up, but Seneco's here, and feels like he can turn it back around.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Who's the spider this game? Yeah, never mind.
No, we're not going to get into that. What about some Telomeres dreaming,
Marked my territory.
Oh god. What's going on?
Buckley's chance, maybe?
Wait, what?
Means there's no chance.
Buckley's. Oh god. Alright, boomer stuff again. You're like, freaking Zoomer doesn't know what the sayings are.
You don't know anything, okay? You know lifts at the gym, and that is it.
There's nothing wrong with that. Gains or death.
I'll take death.
Live or die by the gym. You know, you know Ziz, right?
I know Ziz. That was my day, okay? Ziz, you can't claim him. Ziz was my
I'm not
idol
claiming
back in the
him.
day.
I'm not claiming him. There'll be a couple people. This is... What are your thoughts on Dahak going 2 points Rocket Barrage instead of maxing out the flak in this lane?
I'm a little confused by it, to be honest, right? Like, you're up against the Eidolons. You want to be able to deal with them very easily.
They won't be able to get the multiply here. He's done it, unfortunately, with the Eidolons, so decent amount of damage onto Dahak, but he's already got the treads and a couple of levels to be able to play with. DK Fogo, so Dahak's always going to shove the lane in, and Enigma naturally has the capability to drag the lane back as well, so Enigma's going to be able to get a lot of experience. I'm just intrigued to see what H2O wants to do in this lane. I feel like you have the luxury of being able to create some stacks for the Sven.
I suppose so. I mean, it really gets a little easier if you can put 1 point into the spirits to be able to do it, but obviously that's not the way that you want to be playing this lane. You want to just be enabling. Wait, thinking wrong side. Never mind. Ignore everything I just said.
Okay, the classic.
You know what? It's 1:30. I have the license to mess up a couple of things every now and then.
Oh, not good enough. I finished at 5:30, was up at 11.
Blah, 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 blah. Me. That's all it's all about with you, isn't it?
You'll
Top
get
side.
Oh, all right. Lol got the level 6 to work with. They're able to secure first blood. Love to see it. A bunch of gold and a little bit of experience for Mr. Lol.
Radiant are scanning.
Loving these rotations by Gilgear as well. Keep it active around the runes, making sure to secure them. Unluckily, though, Eagle's the one that's going to be able to claim it, and it's a haste rune. That's not too bad. So he's going to look to try and put a little bit more pressure, force this lane out, probably the
Marcy
next
down
one
bottom
as
might be in
well.
some trouble. Okay, can just jump away. Nice little.
Marcy in trouble. What are we talking about?
How dare I think H2 is going to get chased down.
But yeah, Eagle's definitely in a position now where he can make a rotation and try and get some kills happening. They should know this, though. Well, he might just go
Radiant's
back and
middle
look to
tower is
secure
under
the small
attack.
camp for himself. It is kind of obvious, right? Like, they saw him take the haste rune. And even without this Observer Ward that was recently laid down by Seneko, oh, he actually ends up going top. Don't hate this movement.
Notice. That's going to be the target. A quick and easy kill. Great rotation coming out from Igor, and this haste he should be able to connect back to the mid lane fast so he doesn't miss out on too much gold or experience.
Yeah, the much more common thing to expect was that he might be coming down towards the bottom side. They saw him go in towards taking that small camp, but instead making the less obvious move, and it was the right one.
It's definitely a bit more of a slower paced game here in Game 3. Both Game 1 and Game 2 we had a lot of action early on, but it's an important game between these two teams, so they're looking to play this one a little bit more passive and get themselves in the groove.
Seem like there's any stacks that have started to build up just yet. Right now, Gilgear just scouting out, stealing away a lot of that valuable XP. He, of course, knows that he's there because of the Hawk, giving all of that vision. Right now, it does feel like a little bit of bait, though, but Lyle just being a little bit short on the mana means that they're not going to be able to secure that one for themselves. Shigetsu, though, has to be a little bit careful. No instant way for the team to be able to bring him to safety. Actually mess up getting rid of that Observer Ward on the high ground as well, so Shigetsu able to continuously farm. He's even got that Mask of Madness built up for himself now too.
I think it's Beastmaster's been putting a lot of significance as well on making stacks of the triangle. Just with the micro of the boars. He's done a really good job. Actually tripled the hard. Maybe a quad at the Ancients as well. So very impressed with how much they've been able to work with so far early on. And Dai, they only have a double at the hard camp. So not as much for Shigetsu to catch back up with. Another stack. Yeah, he gets it on both. Really being incredibly done from Noticed. Is he going to take it himself? You greedy bugger.
I don't think he can. Like, he doesn't have the mana to be able to do it. He's going to try.
What? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, you hate to see it. That's Coil expended now, so it's a bit of a window. 70 seconds where they do not have to be worried about Eagle rotating.
And I really wasn't expecting these Wild Axes all to be expanded on taking this. I suppose Notice got kind of bodied in the lane, so he needs that comeback potential, but I really felt like just the stack gold plus the creeps that were underneath his tower just previously would have been enough. Suppose it is important for him to get up into that Helm of the Dominator, though.
Look at this guy. Juicy stacks for himself. Get the last right click. Do it. Yes. Oh, was it the minute mark as well? Noticed. Beautifully done. It is giving a free lane to Phasor. So this Phoenix is already level 6. We're probably going to see... I really would like to see, honestly, the next coil usage be with the Phoenix. You have these ultimates. Probably make a play down bottom if you feel required to have multiple heroes to secure the tower. It does look like at the moment they're getting a decent amount of damage with DK Fergus and H2O.
Right, coming out, though. BetBoom, Lyle, and Gilgit looking to connect together with this Helm of the Dominator that's being delivered through for Noticed. And, of course, Relocate always going to be available for Io and Gyrocopter to be able to join in.
Top lane, Eagle. There we go. Claws out with the Supernova. Drop straight on the dome of the Beastmaster. They're going to try and target down the Supernova, and they get it. The Nika timing, the last right click, and all of BetBoom show up. The Hawks and Echo, the +2 to help out. The cavalry has arrived, and CYBERCATS, multiple heroes expended, and they only get the Beastmaster.
They did commit everyone, though, to be able to come up there. So, in the meantime, Sven continuing to farm. Also, Enigma being able to take that bottom tier 1 tower, getting himself closer and closer towards that Blink Dag, which, of course, I feel like the next time that movement happens, they're not going to be punished. Or, sorry, they are going to be punished a whole lot more heavily because you're going to have that Blink Dagger black hole response. Every single time that you see that reload kick coming in with the Io and Gyrocopter, it's what you need to be concerned about.
This is giving a lot of space over to Shigetsu. When my guy is top of the net worth and love and life here for the carry onto CYBERCATS. Almost Echo Saber completed. Flawless game so far, so he's really working on his farm game.
I feel like DK Focus is doing a good job.
Mid lane.
Dragging.
Coil is out. They're going to look for the damage on H2 instead of trying to break the coil, and well, that'll be able to pay off. A big kill for them, trying to slow down Lyle's game.
They've even got the regen. I believe that's the Witchblade as well completed for the Puck. So that's going to give him a whole lot more potential to just, not necessarily standard fight, but withstand a little bit of what DeHuck's got to throw his way. And again, I want to see DK Focus in this moment look to use this opportunity to continue the push onto the bottom side. There isn't a siege creep to play around anymore, but they want to force, well, they actually have forced the glyph to be popped previously, so it really does open up a huge opportunity for them to be able to take this tier 2 tower, at least force some rotations, and then make a play elsewhere. He's got that Blink Dagger coming out to him now.
Regeneration.
We'll see. What's the play going to be for CYBERCATS? How can we get this Enigma involved into the game?
I don't know how I feel confident. Like, they're buying up smokes. They're really ready to potentially go and make this fight happen. But Sven doesn't have God Strength. And it really does feel like that's a huge portion of the damage right now. Phoenix Just the 1 point in the sun ray. That feels like a big part of what's going to win you a lot of these team fights. They've got some good heals. Like, almost finished up into the mechanism on the IO, full points into the overcharge. Got to make sure that you take your fights wisely.
You put a lot of importance in game 2 on trying to get Gilgear a lane where he could find that farm, because we saw how late of a timing the blink came out in game 1. Do you feel like BetBoom can somehow divvy out a little bit of farm over to Gilgear in this game?
I think a lot of that farm just needs to come from towers. Like they got to try and find the pickoff somehow and use that to convert into more objectives to enable him an extra couple of camps or camps for his cause so that he can farm the lane.
That's a big rune for them to find though on Lyle. Arcane at the ready, almost level 12. And the Gyrocopter has taken over the top of the network. This is BKB completed onto Hark as well. So this is going to be a big item for this next fight to break out. They've even got the mechanism as well for Seneko.
For sure, but you also need to consider the levels. It's nearly level 13 on Shigetsu, only just hitting up onto 10 on the Hark.
They can't roach, can they?
I think this is going to be very slow if they do.
I was going to say, surely Gyro and I can't roach themselves, but there you go. Notice comes. And, alright, what do they see in the lanes right now? Bottom, they're going to see Lyle showing, so at least someone's showing. No one's showing bottom as well. And he's going to get pushed in shortly. Nor top, but they've got no deep wards to play with, so I don't think CYBERCATS are going to be able to read this.
It was being pigged out, but I think they just feel like it's a little bit too late.
Has fallen to the Radiant.
Uh-huh. Lags. Just letting him take a moment to remember, and he kind of gets it. He's like, okay, I see what you're doing.
What are they doing?
I can understand that not wanting to take that fight, though, on CYBERCATS. Look how close they are to Blink Daggers on both Puck and Sven. Like, it's actually nuts. Even just now, 15 minutes has just happened. Phoenix can go into the Aghanim Shard. You don't need a BKB to be able to protect your Sunray. There's no way that they're going to be able to interrupt it. Like, honestly, the Sunray, the Supernova itself is I don't want to say the worst part of it, but once you get that Aghanim Shard, it feels like the Sunray's the one doing a lot of the damage, although I only got the 1 point into it so far. It means that it's not going to be quite so good. Still ends up buying it, but it really feels like you're going to have, obviously, not as much effectiveness with that.
Yeah, you see he's got the tome queued up, so it definitely is recognizing that he has some issues right now on the levels, and he's also trying to take a little bit of farm up top in the lane, getting some of the jungle camp as well, so hopefully he's able to build onto the levels in the Sunray. But I do like the call, like you mentioned, though. They're so close to the blinks, they don't want to take the fight. And first Roche is definitely that Roche you can also look to avoid. It's one that you don't have to commit to. That second Roche is definitely a difficult call to avoid, though, with the Ag Shard. And that usually is the Aegis where you're strong enough to go high ground.
Still 15 seconds until the glyph, so I wonder if they might be able to get a little bit of damage in onto this tower. Lyle looks like he's in place to make sure that doesn't happen.
It's a great ward that Dai can play with top. It's a really good ward. I wonder if they're going to try and defend off the back of this ward. It's giving them a lot of information. There comes the call. Eagle's going to be in as well with a coil. They'll break it instantly. The follow-up's going to be a little bit too late, though. And Eagle, he's out of mana. But notice he's not in a position to be able to jump and utilize the Roar. So CYBERCATS, they'll throw the coil out. You have to be a bit cautious, though. They're also going to see Gilgear wrapping. Observer Sentry combo. Gives him the confirmation of Tiny's position. Gilgear. He's going to see DK Focus. Oh, beautifully done. The Sentry read. But they've lost their formation now. They can't look for the defense on the T2 tower, and especially not with the Marcy dead. And Fazor's in trouble. They're pinging out. He's got the dive, but Lyle, on point with the lightning bolt, and he's got the Yules to cancel the TP as well. A beautiful move from BetBoom, recognizing that CYBERCATS were TPing back to set up for the defense. They repositioned, they ate the coil, and they're able to wrap around and catch them while they were trying to reset up the formation. And now they're able to secure a T2 tower, outposts available for them to claim, and they can now look to take the tier 1 mid.
They can. It was a good move back by CYBERCATS, you know, all on the back of that observer ward that you called out before. It's been dewarded, but honestly, you don't expect Igor, with how well he's been playing this entire series, to be TPing back with, like, what, a quarter of his mana pool?
He didn't. Oh my god.
Easy.
3 Eidolons easy like that. Alright, we are... You got 2 minutes to stall out these Aegis here. They're probably... I'm trying to see what they can...
EKB on spin.
Yep.
That's what you're waiting for.
I'm just trying to see what BetBoom can do with these Aegis now. I don't know if they're strong enough to be able to control the triangle. They would love to do that, to be able to cut mid and bot. Maybe they could consider just taking the tier 1 tower instead down bottom. Like, it's not very... it's not a heavy commitment where you could put yourself in a position where CYBERCATS can defend and wipe you deep inside their territory. But maybe they also just feel content. You're minute 40, just get the farm up.
They're looking to chase in onto Igor. Won't be able to catch him out and make the kill happen. I mean, the thing that I think BetBoom really wants to do is they want to try and force a team fight. And that feels really weird to say, considering you're up against this, like, overwhelming team fight. But right now, Dahak is just falling further and further behind in levels relative to the Sven. Like, he's level 12. Sven's level 16. Ooh. So they need to try and take a fight with the benefit of this Aegis, especially now that you've got level 2 on the ulti. So you're going to feel a little bit more confident.
They're baiting Gilgear. They had the ward behind in the lane, so they're well aware if Hero's moving over to try and bring down the Tiny. The relocate's going to come out, but they've got to be cautious if they group up, because DK Focus, there's the black hole, but no one's going to stick around. They know they have the Aegis to work with if the team fight continues to break out, and they've got to cancel for the TP nonetheless, as BetBoom. It will be a 2 for 2, but you get the big kill onto the Sven and Denog, exactly what you were asking for as well. A team fight where Dahak can start to get some experience.
I mean, it nearly gives him 2 full levels on his own, and honestly, being dead now is a little bit of a benefit. He's going to get this full creep wave solo for himself, get himself up to that level 14, and then suddenly the gap has been closed by a couple of levels.
And the vision game all comes down to it for BetBoom. It really gave them a big advantage in that second game. They've got a Zeus and Beastmaster to work with, but it was just all back to the basics with that Observer Ward by the small camp down bottom. Was able to scout out the positioning with CYBERCATS. They were well aware that they were looking to jump the Tiny. And they're trying to get this blink on Gilgear. He's so goddamn close to it, and looks like that neutral camp should be able to provide it, but beautifully done from the lads on BetBoom, and now you are working with another way to initiate the fights.
And I understand why you didn't do it, because I've been talking about it all game, the setup with the black hole for the relocate in. But if he just dropped that black hole instantly, he would have caught the Zeus. And that would have honestly turned the team fight well in CYBERCATS' favor. I feel like pre-BKB on Shigetsu, Zeus is the one that he's worried about. So if he was able to just connect through, burst him down, then suddenly Io Gyro, even with the Aegis, would have been nowhere near enough.
Shigetsu, they're going to smoke on the back, but Gilgear gets a jump. Avalanche onto 2, but the combo's not going to be enough. CYBERCATS are not fighting with some ultimates. Oh, Shigetsu popped BKB. He popped it behind the tier 2 tower. I don't know if that was a mistake or if he felt like there was going to be a chase in the end, but that is now BKB down for 80 seconds.
Big deal. I'm not sure if they saw it, though, considering it was so far back. Maybe this Observer Warp that was placed down by Seneko got a quick glimpse of it, but he's going to back off entirely, look to try and get back into that Echo Saber for himself, level 18. That's going to be the next time that CYBERCATS are wanting to take any kind of team fight.
Gilgear onto the H2O. Notice as well nearby with the dive bomb. Notice is pretty goddamn farm. Keeping up with the Puck's net worth. Top lane, Shigetsu. They've been able to run into the Sven. BKB still on cooldown. What's the play to... DK Focus needs to deal with a missile. He's going to blink further to the left side. They'll kill off the Enigma. And they're going to go for Shigetsu next as well. And they're going to be questioning, why is this guy not BKBing? Well, because it's still on cooldown. An easy kill. And now Phaser as well. Notice Aurora with the summons. Eagle's going to try and deal with a Dark Troll Summoner. But he doesn't have the damage to bring it down before Phaser loses his life.
They're just being outnumbered everywhere. Obviously, with heroes up on the top side, with creeps in the mid lane, being able to take out that Phoenix for free.
Here I am.
It's not even like it's a game where we can be speaking about late game, BKB Black Hole can turn this one around. You have the answer in the Beastmaster. And really, if you're feeling
Has been killed.
jiggy with it, I don't know, this Gyro, he can go Basher if he wants to. So it's never.
How often do you feel jiggy with it?
I feel jiggy with it right now. Well,
Radiant's
Eagle's
bottom
also.
Oh, no.
is
Okay.
under attack.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
luckily, I don't think it was
I
lucky.
did-
He had the
yeah.
observer ward sentry down.
What do you mean? You ain't feeling jiggy with it?
You know what? I was, and then you just kept bullying me, and that really put me off.
Ah, freaking loser. Wait, how short are you
rude, bro.
again? Sorry.
It's how tall am I? And I am a 180 centimeter giant.
Giant, Jesus Christ. Keep telling yourself that. It's okay. One day, you'll grow. I think you're starting to shrink now, actually. I don't know.
My bones. They're
Radiant's
compressing.
bottom
Not already.
are scanning.
God damn boomers. Oh my. Dude, Gyro's rich as all hell. Data's completed onto Hawk. This guy might be a little bit behind in levels. He definitely has caught up with some of the action before, but what he's lacking in levels is definitely not lacking in gold.
Oh, poor CYBERCATS. They're just hugging this one tiny cliff that they've got control around. You can tell Shigetsu wants to go out and farm like one extra creep, but they just don't have the availability to do so. Hawks, Vision, they've got it all right now on BetBoom, and well, he's only 20 gold away from, that Echo Saber. Could be the difference in this next fight, but he's got to make sure he picks it up before this smoke ends up connecting through onto him.
Radiant's middle tower.
late
is
team.
under attack.
Oh my god. Eagle. Don't do me like that.
Oh, that was a quick Roche respawn as well.
And
This
Eagle
is the one that
TP'd
you can't give
out.
up for free.
Eagle's gonna
Oh,
show
no.
bottom. That's a free Roche. Oh no. They're also setting up for the pick off top. They had the Hawk in the tree line, so they know exactly where Phasor is. Noticed and Gilgit in conjunction together. Plenty of stuns along with the damage to kill off the Phoenix. And that is, yeah, that's Roche down. Second Roche of the game. Aegis and the Ag Shard they're going to be playing with.
What are they even going to give this to?
Roshan
guess the gyro?
has fallen to the Radiant.
Yeah.
Oh god. Surely not. Who doesn't have
I
one?
mean, there's not many better.
Not the tiny? What do you mean?
Not the tiny.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Honestly, spell lifesteal with Gyro, you could really argue.
No.
What do you mean? This guy does hybrid damage. What do you mean no? That was an instant no. What flat
It was an
cannon,
instant no for a reason.
cooldown.
Because it's going to disable blinks, bro. If it just runs past, you could maybe disable a Pucker and an Enigma blink.
Okay. Why didn't you say that earlier? Jesus, man.
Because I wanted to make you make a fool of yourself. Honestly, I don't need to do much to enable that, but well, we've got a full-on movement coming out here from CYBERCATS, but it's underneath the Beastmaster Hawk. Again, this is a, I don't want to say an obvious movement, but it's something that's completely telegraphed.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Huck's only just now going into the Ags as
Yeah, I
well.
was gonna say, do you feel like they... Surely they don't have to wait Scepter to go high gun, right? Or maybe do you feel like they... What do they need? Do they need a pick off? Do they need an item? Or are they in a position right now where they can maybe break the high ground?
No, just get pickoffs. You've got great lineups for it, right? Global potential from the Zeus, Io Gyro, great stun combinations from Noticed as well as Gilgear.
Dire's
I think like you can just
bottom
very
tower has
easily look
fallen.
to claim up the easier stuff right now and then use that to go into high ground. You've already taken all the outer towers. What's the vision look
Gilgear.
like for CYBERCATS?
They're gonna find Shigetsu.
Is under attack.
You don't want to force a BKB out like this. He might not be in a position to do so, though. Beautifully done from H2O. It's going to help him reposition, and Shigetsu is out of there. Gilgear does not see H2O. Man, these awards are proving to be an issue, though. Really, all the vision they're playing with for BetBoom is making it so difficult for CYBERCATS.
I mean, it's that, plus also just, again, not having any way to take towers early on. Like, I was saying before, I really wanted DK Focus to do a little bit more around this bottom side of the map. If that tier 2 wasn't there, you could probably look to play around this area. You could play around the right-hand side of the Dire tier 1 tower and maybe even claim that, you know? It makes contesting Roche easier, it makes farming for the Sven easier. They just don't have that option.
They're about to run into Gilgear.
Noticed would be a great pick.
Oh yeah, they'll get him instead. All right, nice jump in next to a T1 tower as well. So they should be able to get an objective off the back of this. Who's got a Lincolns? Is that the Puck? Okay, Puck's got Lincolns.
It's a win.
Yeah,
CYBERCATS will take a win at this stage.
Radiant's top tower.
It is God Strength though expended. Can you force something now?
I want to see him try and force a glyph, maybe. Nah, his team's not close enough nearby. Oh, powdered sword, that's nice.
Jump in, Guild Gear. Oh no, poor Marcy. Nimbus is going to be enough damage. You got to be cautious now how long you stick around, because the Hawk, he's on the prowl. I'll be able to catch up to the Puck though. You got definitely slippery bugger.
Radiant's top tower is under
I don't think many people have said poor Marcy in their existence playing Dota.
Poor Enigma.
I'm
EK
seeing a relocate.
Fergus, and it's top lane for the Enigma. A ball slapping him down, and a right click for good measure, and oh, that's going to be the summoner from the Beastmaster. A little bit of a yoink there with the Warpine Raider.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not quite in position to be able to go for some kind of gank attempt here onto this Io Gyro. Without the God Strength, it really doesn't feel like they have that potential to be able to go through. They'll try and scare him off a little bit, but realistically, Dehak doesn't need to be scared of anything. He's got that passive damage coming through. He's got Satanic.
They're gonna go in.
Io healing him.
Drag back. They didn't get the call out before the dispose, and Dehak. Oh
can't. They just
my
can't.
lord.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
You have to wait for this Aegis minimum, and you need the God Strength on the Sven. It'll only be one lane. Certainly something that a Sven can come back from.
They're smoking out though. Shigetsu trying to deal with the backline supports.
Dire's middle tower is
Smoke's
under
gonna pop.
attack.
Shigetsu playing with fire.
They see him.
I see him. There's the jump, another BKB. Completely nullified thanks to the Raw. They need the counter initiation, but DK Fogos, his blink's getting cancelled. So it's going to be off the back of a defensive supernova to get Shigetsu back inside the base, but this
BKB
might just
used
open
to.
the high ground again.
Yeah. He used that BKB. Aegis is gone. I mean, if I was them, I would be once again trying to go for some kind of big wraparound play. They can see that the Hawk is there. Try and find the Zeus if you can. Does he have an Aeon disc? No, looks like he's just going into the Aether Lens for now. Trying to build into the Octarine, I would assume. So Zeus is still vulnerable. Seems like they just want to ram their head into this wall, though.
Ooh.
Not sure how successful that's going to be.
DK Fergus, oh my lord. Couple of the flex, he can't die. Look at the
Warcry
Marcy
saved
instead.
him.
The backline Eagle, he's going to be in trouble as well. He doesn't have to blink, and he'll make sure he doesn't escape. That's no buyback available for the Park.
I don't know why they're just running headfirst into this, man. This is a meat grinder right now. This is a gyro that's almost as farmed as your two top cores. You gotta go for the back if you can.
And daytime, they can't get the jump. Yoki with the toss back. They get rid of the Enigma. The X factor in this game will not be available to turn game 3 around, and in the end, the series as well as BetBoom. They will knock out CYBERCATS in the hunt to ESL One Malaysia, taking the series 2-1, and game 3 was pretty goddamn convincing for the major team.
Yeah, that, well, they're not going to the major, actually. But,
The ex-major team.